laughed at me for being just a cashier, so I rang up his biggest regret. I used to work at a small grocery store right after high school, the kind where you know everyone's name and the air smells faintly like old fruit and bleach. It wasn't glamorous, but it paid bills while I figured my life out. At the time, I was dating this guy, Chris. He was 2 years older, taking business classes, always talking about how he was going places. He liked making subtle comments about my job. "Don't worry, babe. Once I start my company, you won't have to stand behind a register all day." He'd say it with a grin, but each time, it sank deeper. When I got promoted to shift leader, he didn't even congratulate me. Just said, "Don't let this make you complacent. You could do better if you aimed higher." Apparently, higher meant something like him. A guy who treated every waiter, cashier, or janitor like background noise. Then one evening, I stopped by his place after work. He had this expensive dinner set up, candles, champagne. For a second, my heart jumped, until he said, "I need to focus on my career now. You wouldn't understand." Then, get this, he handed me a little envelope. Inside was $50. "For your time," he said. I stood there smelling like soy sauce and despair while he just smiled like it was some act of kindness. I left, didn't cry, just burned it into my memory. Fast forward 3 years. I'd left that store, studied marketing part-time, started freelancing graphic design for small food businesses. Turned out the cashier job had accidentally taught me a ton. Product layout, customer flow, branding. My little side hustle grew until I quit retail altogether. By 25, I had clients, income, and my own office inside a co-op space that smelled like roasted coffee and ambition. Then one day I went to a business expo downtown to network. Who do I see at a tax prep booth in a cheap suit, trying to hand out flyers no one wanted? Chris. It took him a minute to recognize me. I wasn't in a uniform anymore. He gave this awkward smile and said, "Wow, you look different." I smiled back. "Yeah, not standing behind a register anymore." He laughed nervously. "I was actually gonna start something big, but COVID messed me up." I nodded. "Happens to everyone. What's your company name? Maybe I've seen it around." He muttered something about just getting started again. Later, near the end of the event, I stopped by a vendor who wanted to hire someone to redesign their brand and ad campaigns. The contact handed me a form. It was Chris's company name. His startup was trying to outsource work to designers like me. So I went home, drafted a professional proposal, and sent it in under my business name. Signed it as lead creative consultant. 2 weeks later, I got the contract. Chris was CC'd. The next meeting was a video call. He joined late, sweaty, unprepared, mumbling excuses. When he finally noticed my face, he froze. I smiled. "Hey, Chris, long time." He stammered. I didn't realize." I said, "Relax. Everyone starts somewhere." I did the work flawlessly. His boss loved it. Chris apparently didn't last much longer after that. I heard through the grapevine he was transitioning industries. Last month, I went into that same grocery store I used to work at, just for nostalgia. A new cashier scanned my items. She looked tired in a way I remembered deeply. When she handed me the receipt, I slipped her a 50. She blinked. "Ma'am, that's way too much." I said, "No, it's for your time." And it hit me right then. It didn't matter if I'd proved anything to Chris or the world. I'd finally proved to myself that no one stays stuck forever. Some people hand out pity money because they think they're above you. Some hand it out because they remember exactly what it feels like to need it.